Modded Emerson children's record player from the 70s. Now this is a work in progress. I've got it all customized, but unfortunately I've got a dead cartridge. So I can't fully demonstrate this. And what I've done, so that it wouldn't totally destroy the record player, because this is a sought after model, it seems to go for quite a bit of money, usually $50 to $75 for one of these. I only have the cartridge taped in there right now because it's a dead cartridge and I'm going to have to get something different. I've got new used tone arm wiring. I don't know if it's going to focus. In the tone arm. The cart, which there is a little bit of sound. The little rubber piece that goes behind the needle isn't there, but if you stick something into the cartridge and hit the pieces inside, you get your left and right channel. Go on the other side, you get your other side. So the little rubber bridge is gone. I've raised up the tone arm a little higher, shimmed it so it's up higher so that the taller cartridge won't be an issue with tracking. And it's tracking good. It's no longer gouging the records. And I'll play it as best I can here. And for some reason now it skittles. Because it's hitting the tape. Now, what I've done, besides lubricated the motor and the shifting mechanism, is on the back I have the cartridge coming out in stereo, going through the splitter and going back into the amp. You can hear the open circuit hum showing that the amp is indeed working. Has tons of volume with the original cartridge. So what I'm going to do is grab this. This doesn't seem to work very well either though. Plug this in. Okay. And plug this into this thing that's like an iPod. It doesn't really like the iPod too much either. So this is how it'll go in normal use. So get a different cartridge for it. Have to shut it off. I haven't had any luck today. I just uploaded another video this morning and had a heck of a time with it. Because of the copyright of the song, they blasted the video and banned it, and then I had to redo it and use a cheesy song. Now this is how the inside works. I've got the new stereo tone arm wiring going to the pair of jacks, which would run it into a receiver. The amplifier's got that jack so that you can use the amplifier when you're not hooked up to a receiver. Believe it or not, this is the amp. There isn't really much to it. Caps look good, they're not bulged. It had good sound. I did have to spray the volume control. It has 110 volts directly on the volume control switch, which goes from there directly to the motor. And evidently what they did in a lot of these DJ record players is the motor is also the transformer. See, the 12 volts or whatever comes back out of the motor to power the amplifier. Very cheap design. And a nice little cheesy speaker. Looks like it was made by Mitsubishi. 16 ohms too. So it looks like half of this is the motor coil and the second half of it is the transformer to run the amp. And your standard kiddie record player mechanism. I'm assuming that all the DJ record players use this exact same guts that this has. I did have to break into this thing. I managed to drill out these two screws so I can re-screw it together. And the other ones, the posts broke when I tried to drill them. So what I've done is I've glued copper caps onto the posts. Shortened them a little and glued the copper caps on and drilled the copper caps. As you can see, it says Nibco, which is the company that makes all the copper products for plumbing. And that'll allow me to screw the record player back together. So that's it. I still got to get another cartridge and rub out the dust cover, but it will work eventually. Better shape than the one from Slack Jones. I hope he gets his back together because his is really a collector's item. It's very rare to find a tin record player with an amplifier in it. But yes, this is a Emerson Child's record player. It's also sold as a Major. The Major one is orange. The Emerson one is blue. But they're both made by this. They were both made by the same company, whatever that company happens to be, sold under different names. Emerson Child's record player.